Never mind. I retreat. I completely rock. We need you. Rock.
All right. Well, folks, that was our best attempt at a beatboxing open here. Welcome
We gotta
again
stay in
to
our lane.
another.
We gotta stay in our lanes.
I know, right? We got to know our core competencies and we got to stick to them.
True.
Don't try to do anything outside your skill zone. We're back with another edition of the podcast here, folks. It's Demetrius over here in the left square. And then over to the right, got Habibi Ali. Over there, I'm pointing to my left. He's over there somewhere. You see him.
How's it going, guys? How you guys doing?
And we're here again for another edition of the show. How you doing, man?
I'm doing all right, man. Doing okay. Freshly showered, squeaky clean. Ready to try some new activities that we got lined up for today. For the audience, we put some thought into this one.
For once.
We thought we'd try this new thing called thought and planning.
Preparation.
The best result we can come up with was improvising. Let's just improvise.
The best plan is just improvise. Make it up as we go.
We're good at. It's what we're raised on. It's what we like to do. It's our fun. We let each other go to wacky places and enjoy going to a different world for about 10 minutes. And hopefully you, the audience, likes coming with us and enjoy the ride. We usually wait a little bit to see if anybody likes to join our group to kind of enjoy the discussion or entertainment live. But I think we can probably pretty soon go into one. You've been using these apps for suggestions, correct?
I have. I just pulled one up.
Oh, nice. Yeah. I've been thinking about that app. I was like, that's actually a really good way to do it, just because there has to be more ways for improv to be like, we should support the improv app as opposed to just randomly picking things, I think. Got a way more support for improv, I guess what I'm saying.
Yeah, man. Yeah, so we can jump into an improv scene here to get things started, get us up and running. And I guess go for about 10 minutes or so. So I've got a suggestion up here.
Okay.
And I'm going to set my timer for about 10 minutes. And the suggestion I've got is fountain. Fountain is our suggestion. That's what's going to kick off our podcast today, homies. I see you over there, jogging, on the treadmill, man, and I just feel like I should be doing more than building this fountain over here in the gym, like I feel like I should be working out too,
Whoa, hey, let me slow down here. Yeah. Hey, friend, you look like you're pretty glum. You were saying something about, that's a beautiful fountain you got over there, man.
Yeah, man, I've been building.
You built that by yourself?
I build fountains, it's what I do. I run a company. I build fountains.
You get to build fountains for a living?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say I get to. It's just I do it. It's my thing.
I would say you get to. I clean shit all day. Okay, I scoop up cow shit out of a farm stall all day and just put it into a trash bag. You are living a fairy tale life, man. You are living. This is my day off. I just go around jogging just to get some fresh air and. Dang. How'd you get a job like that?
Man, I just started doing it one day. I just saw a fountain in the park and I was like, I wonder if I could do that, and I started doing them in my backyard in my spare time, and now it's my job.
You know what I was about to do before I saw I couldn't hear, I saw your lips moving, but I was about to flip this coin right here into that fountain. I was going to make a wish. You probably see a lot of coins and fountains. I sure do. My night job is scooping coins out of fountains, actually.
Oh, you're
I
the
don't remember.
guy.
I'm I'm the guy. I'm the guy. I'm the wishless dreamer. I'm sure I'm sure you guys have all talked about my many wishes. Um,
Yeah, I never met you before. I usually just build the fountain and I move. I mean, it's interesting to see the other walk of life. What are you wishing about?
oh man, no, these fountains mean a lot to folks like me. These fountains are pretty much everything to folks like me, if you get what I mean. Yeah, this fountain's a good friend, it's a good therapist, it's also a good place to sleep, good place to put your head. Yeah, it's
Wow.
a good place if you gotta go, you gotta go. And
Oh my God.
zip, you know what I mean? It's everything. And I've always just wondered how they're possible.
How it
People
possible? I
like you.
mean, you mix some materials, you get a shape, you build a foundation, you do a little bit of artistry.
I mean, you
It
got
ain't
like
much.
angels coming off on these fountains. You got angel wings coming off. This is heavenly work here. This belongs in the Vatican.
Ah.
What
Oh,
were you what were you saying? You looked so sad when you were saying something though. What were you saying?
nah, I was just looking at you working out, and I was saying, you look like you're just enjoying your day and having a good time, and I'm just over here working.
No, I'm just running away from the employers I stole silverware from. Yeah,
Oh,
they just called the cops and they were chasing me, so I was on the run real fast. But hey, man, you think I look like I'm losing weight or something?
I mean, you look fit to me. You look nice and healthy. You look like a person who can just take life by the balls and just kick them right in the balls.
Shoot, man. That was what this wish was going to be about. It was going to be about. I wish I had confidence. That was what this coin
Mm.
was going to be about right here. I'm just going to go ahead and flip it. Okay.
Oh, oh, hey.
Oh, 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 oh.
Where'd it go?
I don't know, man. I thought it landed. You were looking up, so I thought
I mean, I saw it go up, but I didn't see it go down. Is that what normally happens when you flip the coins? They
I don't want to
disappear?
be that guy. I don't want to sound like this. I don't want you to make assumptions, but do you got any change?
Change. I got a couple quarters,
I mean, because
maybe.
what we're doing right now, not because.
Oh yeah, no, no, no,
Okay.
no. I get you. I get you. Right. Yeah. Just
Yeah.
I got like coins. I got a couple quarters here. I
I'm
got.
just in a couple. That way we can.
Yeah. You want
Hey,
one? Yeah.
oh,
There you go.
all right. So this is going to be about getting fit and confidence.
Oh, that's your wish. Oh. Wow. I've never seen a person make a wish before. I I don't know how to feel about that. I mean, you just took all your hopes and dreams and you just threw it up into the air and you let fate carry it.
Yeah, I never really knew what happened with it. And now knowing that it went to you and that you don't even know what it was about, you shook me to my core, sir. What have I been believing in all these years?
You've been believing in fountains, man. You see something beautiful and you say to yourself, hey, maybe this beautiful thing can help me out.
I'm an idiot.
Yeah,
Good
yeah.
Lord. All right, well, hey, you got one more coin, right? How about one more wish for me not to be an idiot?
Oh, wait, you want me to make the wish for you?
I got no luck, man. Look at me. You got to make one wish for me, all right?
Okay.
Maybe you got the magic touch. Maybe the fountain maker can be the dream maker.
Oh my God. I never
You
thought I
just
could
got to
make a dream
believe.
before.
You just got to believe. And we got to both look up at the same time. I think that's been one thing going wrong. Okay?
All right.
It's on the count of three. 1,
One,
2,
two,
3.
three.
What? I looked down when you said duh.
Oh no, I didn't say duck. I was flipping. That's my flipping coin noise that I just made there. I mean, it went into the fountain. I think it still counts, right? I'm not a wisher guy. I don't know how it works. It's in there.
If it's in there,
Looks
it's in
nice.
there. And hey, at the end of the day, you just gotta hope for the best.
Yeah, yeah. See, that's a good mentality to have. I hope
Definitely.
for the
And
best.
I'm pretty sure someone around here has change.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, we could look for change. The-
Oh, hello. Hello, young man.
Hi. Hi, Margaret.
Hey, so lovely to see you again. oh, it's just been such a long, long couple of weeks. This quarantine is getting to me. I really look forward to these chiropractic appointments. You guys take such good care of me.
Yeah, we try to take care of your back, stretch you out real good, make sure you're nice and limber.
Oh, yeah, yeah. It's my neck, my back, and yeah, it's some other places.
Yeah, we don't go below the buttocks area around here. We've told you this many times.
I
Don't.
didn't
What are you
say
doing?
it this time. You did, Robert.
I knew where you were going with it, and so I wanted to cut it off before it got started.
Oh, did you? Or did you just
Yeah.
get it started?
No, because we're not that kind of a practice. All right, we are very professional. We wear
Oh,
gloves when we touch you. It's very
uh-oh.
sanitary, very safe.
Ooh, ooh. Very safe, you say?
Yeah, it's safe. I mean, we're not going to do anything inappropriate. We're just going to, touch you in a very platonic, professional kind of way.
Okay, I heard parts of that. I'm ready to go. You ready to go?
Yeah, let's go. All right. I'm going to start touching you. Don't make any weird noises and make it inappropriate. All right.
I can't help everything that comes out of me. You know that.
That is awful. That is awful. I'm going to pretend I didn't hear that, and I'm going to start bending your back. All right. Just going to take you by the shoulders here.
Woo! Woo!
Uh,
I'm so sorry, Robert. That was
yeah. I'm just
so
going to start doing some introductory cracks here around the back, upper back area. Uh, Gosh. I'm going to need a towel. I'm going to need a towel. All right. Well,
Robert, do you have a cigarette?
no, we don't. There's no smoking indoors. What? Come on.
Was it good for
Come
you?
on. I just kind of bent you a little bit. I don't know. I didn't get anything out of it really.
How about we make appointments for every Thursday for the following 4 weeks?
Uh, you know, there's other massage therapists here. I'm not the only one here. I mean, sometimes you could go maybe talk to other guys. They could work on you.
Robert, are you saying you see more than one patient?
Well, yeah. I mean, as much as I'm working on you, it's not paying the bills for one client alone. I work on everybody that comes in here.
You work on everybody. Wow. Wow.
All right. Well, that's.
Oh my god, I forgot that we're supposed to pull 2 ideas out of this shit. That was I don't know why we all chose. That was some wacky ass shit. I can't remember the first scene. Okay. I think I might know. I think I might know a topic I want to talk about. Maybe of the whole thing. I think there's a theme in both scenes. Maybe I could draw. You got one? So let's think. There's the first scene. There's the fountain guy.
Fountain guy and
jogger.
chiropractic guy.
Yeah, fountain guy and chiropractor guy and the jogger and the lonely old lady. Okay, so I think maybe a topic just off the top of my head from those I think would be a cool thing to talk about maybe would be wishful thinking. Like kind of like hopeful thinking, wishful thinking, you know what I mean? Some people call it magical thinking.
It's interesting. Because especially from the first one, it was just like really like looking for something, like looking for something else out of life is like what both of those characters seem to be doing. It's kind of like the grass is greener kind of thing.
Definitely. And I wasn't trying really too hard to push too much of like your character. I wanted you to look at, life in a better way. But it was funny because I thought myself joggers are always usually running with something in their ears. So maybe it was like, what if we don't hear ourselves? I thought it would be funny to push that just a little bit. Like, what if we only heard ourselves after hearing somebody else's story? You know what I mean? Like, oh shit, maybe I shouldn't have, complained so much. Maybe I don't have it off as bad as I do or something. But yeah, I think just something in both of them. Wishful thinking, I think, is really interesting. I think a theme of the podcast in general is artistry. And I think artistry is, and correct me if I'm wrong, if you feel differently about this, but I feel like artistry is laced with wishful thinking. I think it's fundamentally wishful thinking. Even for the old lady in the second scene, you know what I mean? I don't know where that came from. And I think maybe for me it was just like, fuck, it might be a week before I'm any other character. Might as well be something completely different. So this old lady with the weird voice and everything, she definitely had some wishful thinking in her life. This kind of projecting maybe what she would have, she's probably very, very bored. And she's around a young nurse. She wants to role play in her mind. She wants to feel younger. She wants to feel wanted. She wants to feel playful. She wants to feel as though the game is always on. And if somebody's telling her, "Man, you need to chill it," she might be like, "Oh, role play," dom sub kind of talk kind of things. It's her way of, I don't know, just those characters at least. But I think there's something to be said about it in general.
Yeah, wishful thinking.
What do you think? Is your art laced with wishful thinking when you talk about something? When you, I know you go after PC culture a lot. When you go after PC culture, when you're fed up with and everything like that, is it fair to say that there is a big part of that is wishful thinking, that you can change things, that maybe like, if I get this opinion out here that nobody else seems to be talking about,
I think it's expression of the self more so to me than anything else. It's just like, when you're just so fed up with the stuff that you're seeing and it's just like everybody's saying stuff and it's like, I guess, why can't I say stuff too? It's like everybody gets to be so bold with what they say and think. And it's like, what the hell am I holding back for?
Sure.
That's kind of what more so than anything is what I'm thinking. I mean, I don't really think I can change people, but it goes back to the artistry of like, I got to express myself and I got to express my truth. And if I don't do that, I don't know what I'm doing or what I'm here for.
Yeah. Like when I say wishful thinking, I don't mean to limit it to like what I wish would change or something like that. But I think there's kind of, I think there's a magic that happens, right? And not to like, I'm not a student of magic, but one thing I understand is just maybe from that movie, The Prestige, the idea of there being something then there being something that changes to that thing, and then it reappearing is like a magic trick, right? They call it the prestige, right? When you bring that thing back. I think about that with comedy a lot, the idea of working that into comedy premises, presenting a premise, doing something really outlandish with the premise, and then returning it to a sense of normalcy. I think it almost always works. Or you just take it somewhere it's completely abnormal. But the idea here being you expressing yourself would be like you changing yourself. Not changing yourself, you would be changing something about yourself, which would have been the silence that would have normally been there. You know, and then you reappear as yourself, which you always were, but now the extraordinary thing has happened to you. So now you're magical. You know, and I think there's something to be said about that. I think there's something, you know, maybe it's really, you know, we do talk about it a lot, I think with some great credit, but there is something truly magical about performance when you become somebody else, when you do something. And the transformation, if you can hold on to it, I think is like a lesson. And I know kids are exposed to that magic at a very early age for the most part when they do like school plays. You know, I was a teacher for a little bit over at the elementary school. You know, I was working with special needs kids, and there's this one kid. He's one of my favorite kids. This kid, and they were all amazing. This kid just like loved to pull on things. He was just very interesting about his sensory overloads being attached to pulling on things. He just loved to pull on things. So he was a hard person to keep still. So he had a school play, and I was right behind him, like I was wearing all black, and nobody could see me. I was just right behind this kid, like holding him by the hips, making sure he wouldn't run off somewhere in the middle of the play, so he could contribute as well. Part of it,
Right.
And oh my God, dude, like his stillness, his awareness that the light was on him, his transformation into a performer, and for me to be behind it, I fucking felt it. You know what I mean? And it was like, it was tangible. It was tangible because this kid is not to stand still. That's not what he was built to do. So when he's there, I shit you not, I told this to the other teachers afterwards. I was like, I think for a second I thought he was the president of the United States. Just the way he stood there, he was just so fucking regal. Just, you know, so poised. And he's an elegant dude. He's a classy. He's a well-dresser. His grandmother always dressed him well. But there was just something in that moment that I could tell that the lights do something different to you that is inherently magical. And I think people seize that for a very important reason. And I think especially now, maybe when we're not around theaters, I miss them a lot. I have for a while. I've always found something very intimate about a theater, but just a darkened space with people doing something really amazingly wild on stage felt like a magic act, felt like something really out of this world, you know, and the people's willingness to do it. It always felt like, even as a kid, if I watched one of these things, we went on a school field trip and I was in the audience, I just knew I needed to get off my ass and get on the stage. I just felt like I needed to. It wasn't right. You know what I mean? There was just something seriously. I was just like, I couldn't enjoy myself like everybody else. Everybody's like, oh, that was interesting for them. It's just like, I wouldn't do it that way. Like, it was. Chappelle talks about comedy really funny. He's like, you know, watching somebody else do comedy. It's like watching somebody else fuck a girl and just knowing you can do it better.
Right.
So it is like that for me. And I love performers and I love the magic that glows off them. And I still have the thing of like, I bet I could do it better. And it's a wonderful place to belong. It's a great place to belong. I think that goes along a little bit with wishful thinking, I think. Because like I said, even with not being in the theater, you can do that kind of thing by yourself. You know?
That's true. And I mean, it kind of ties into purpose and meaning as well, because things you do on stage, just because you're on stage, it seems a lot more meaningful
True. You're literally
Here's
given a
Rock.
platform. Yeah.
Here's a boy.
Ah!
Hey.
What's going
I
on,
want to
man?
hold your face. Beta, come here. Sorry, I'm a little bit.
Sorry, guys. What a
What
fucking
happened?
dumbass. I'm a dumbass.
No, you're all good, bro. You're all good.
No,
What, you
so
hanging out with Scott?
no, he did leave like at 7, and then I like right at 7, and then you know, we do our like nightly ritual with the baby so she goes to sleep, right? So that's part of doing the bath, lotioning her up with some you know, lavender lotion, and then you know, singing some like lolly-dotty melodies, and then giving her, and then you know, pampering her, and then feeding her, and then she passes out. I didn't do the feeding and passing out part because my wife's doing it, but we were making keema, you know, chicken keema.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so my wife made some bomb ass chicken keema. If you don't know, you heard of this, Demetrius?
Nope.
Chicken keema is like I guess
It's like
South
ground
Indian. Yeah, it's ground chicken, but it's like really, really amazingly good. It's so good.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So I was eating at 7:30, and I'm like, what the hell? And then she woke up, and then we had to do all this fiasco stuff for the baby. And anyways, I sat back down to eat, and I just completely didn't even didn't even understand that I had other obligations. I just cleaned the whole kitchen, and I look up, and I'm like 8:30. I'm like 8:30. Ah, 8:30. I had something to do. Oh my God!
No,
What
don't
a
worry
dumb
about it.
fuck.
Don't worry about it. Okay. Dude, you're lucky. You got Kima in your life. You got a baby in your life. You're fine. How can anybody blame you?
Man, I'm sorry. That's fucked up.
No, man. This is the best. That was a big surprise. Good to see it.
Okay, so enough about me being late. What were you guys talking about, and how can I jump in?
We were just talking about wishful thinking. I think we were kind of segging into looking for purpose and meaning, mostly like talking about how we get it from the stage.
Yeah, like
Purpose?
right, like how you find purpose on a stage. That's where we're at now. Just
So
we don't-
finding
yes.
purpose while you're on a stage.
What do you incorporate? Do you have any of that in your life? Do you exercise any wishful, magical
Ab-
thinking? Do you try to manifest things?
Absolutely. Yeah, I have a like a running sitcom in my brain that points, or you know, has a built-in laugh track, points out the sarcasm, points out the like
Is
point
my
of the
voice in
show.
your laugh track? Is my laugh?
Yeah,
laugh
it
track?
is. Yeah, it is.
That's all that matters.
But it really does. There's a whole sub reality that goes into my brain that kind of translates reality for me. And I think in that translated reality, I tend to remind myself, you know, what's the worst that could happen, and are you okay with it? I think that those are the couple of things that alternate reality in my brain constantly analyzes, which means if I'm doing laundry and you dumbass, if you forget to put this in the dryer today, like if I'm putting this t-shirt in the laundry today, right? This is my favorite t-shirt, right? And I'm throwing it in the laundry because you know, you got to wash your t-shirt, but will I be in a way, because just don't ask why, but will I be in a way where I would want to wear this t-shirt later today? And so if I put it in the laundry and I fuck up and I don't do my laundry because I'm a guy who doesn't do laundry on time, you get what I mean? Doing laundry is picking out the dirty shit, gathering it, throwing it in the laundry, putting it in the dryer, hanging it, and then putting it up. That's laundry.
So let me ask you a question. On a scale of 1 to 10, how bad is your anxiety?
Not that bad, because I'm trying to get there. So in this alternate reality, it happens to process all of my anxiety.
That's cool. I
You
see.
queued
I
that.
see.
You queued that question up, and maybe I wouldn't have got to the word anxiety, but but it is anxiety, and it processes it, and it says, do you need to put extra time into this, or do you remember that you've done this before, you know who you are, and you know what to do? Then is this anxiety real? And I can, it's Intel i7 core processor, man, my shit jumps. You know what I mean? Like it translates that information very quickly. And then my brain selects various ranges of priority, right? Like, does it belong up here or down here? And the range of priorities. That's how my brain works, man. I've been to
So the wishful
counseling to
thinking,
understand
almost
it.
like it sounds like your brain is almost open to the multiverse of your life, and
Yeah.
you
So
know which
let me
path
pick
you have
up
to
on
take in
wishful
order
thinking,
to.
right? So in
Yeah.
the process of, not only processing all the anxiety, but also processing a lot of what ifs and like scenarios, right? As an engineer, you start becoming really precise with this. I'm not saying I'm an engineer by trade. I'm saying the way in which I use the gears in the machine that I am,
Sure.
I've become an
Right.
engineer of my brain, right?
So,
And so
right.
like, kind of, right? I'm not like an old man, like, oh, just, ding, ding, ding. Oh, it's turned back on. I'm still a young.
brain for the answers,
Yeah, I'm still young in the field, learning right about how to be an
Sure.
engineer of your brain, your own brain. And so, wishful thinking occurs often because then you have to, one's brain that is productive or wants to be productive. You start juggling things that you need to do, you ought to do, should do, you know what I mean? Could do, right? So do I need to be actually doing work hours right now, or can I just shoot my mortgage guy an email really quick? And then do I know that he might call me in the next 2 hours? And then will I waste another hour talking to him? So do I email this guy, or do I just continue working so I can make the most next 3 hours? Like these types of things continually process. And I'm saying this because it's part of wishful thinking. It's part of my wishful thinking overall umbrella is how to retain peace of mind. That is my, I think, ultimate scope of project. My
Management.
goal with my
Right.
management, with my how I'm an engineer. What's my goal, right?
That's
My
the
goal is
output
to
you want to
maintain.
have ultimately.
Yeah, and I'm
Yeah.
not saying I'm always at peace. I'm saying if I do get peace of mind, how do I retain it? How do I use it for similar scenarios and relatable occurrences that happen in manufacturing, which means life, right?
Right.
I don't know. I tend to do acronyms for myself, not acronyms, but metaphors.
I feel I'm with you.
I just need to like re-explain things to make sure I'm understood. That's a thing about rock.
Sure.
I always need to be understood. So I might talk too much to make sure I'm understood.
No,
That's a
bro,
rock
no, I
thing.
feel you.
But again,
You're in the
I
right
know
place.
myself incredibly well, man. I wouldn't be able to articulate how I engineer my brain. But that's part of wishful thinking, is getting back to the subject matter, is there's a lot of wishful thinking that we do. Like if you only have peanut butter, jelly, and bread, but you want mac and cheese, bitch, you're fucked. You better eat your fucking PB&J and chow it down with some chocolate milk and tell yourself it was a wonderful meal. Forget that you wanted mac and cheese, bitch. Right? Isn't that a normal moment of wishful thinking?
I think I had to exercise it at an early age. And I'm going to try to make this short because I want to hear a lot more of both y'all what you think about this. But what you just said about the PB&J shit, so that was all I got made every single day for school from home, like literally nonstop, PB&J nonstop. But there was always 1 month, right? Because I was raised Muslim. There was 1 month there were no PB&J. So even if I was just what I would have to do, because I was fasting, there was always 1 month out of the year. So what I would do, I would see everybody else eat, and I would pretty much, dude, I swear, if you were eating, curry, chicken keema curry, if you were having a mac and cheese bowl, I was eating chicken keema. I was eating mac and cheese. You know what I mean? I would see what other people were taking in because I'm hungry. What are my
Yeah,
choices?
yeah.
I can't break the rule. I'm 12 and fasting. I have to fast.
Yeah, your parents told you to, so there
There's
must
no getting out of that. So you
you
have to
must.
come up with solutions. So you're not going to go hungry. You're going to eat whatever. You're not going to miss out. You're
Right.
going to only be taking in what everybody else is. I didn't miss a meal 1 month of my life, man. But that was all wishful thinking.
Yeah.
My dad tried to stretch that out the other 11 months, but I knew what he was trying to do.
Yeah, that's
But,
funny. But that's a granular. We're talking about granular moments of wishful thinking. So
Yeah.
that's at base how my brain works. Welcome to my
Yeah.
brain. But like I said, man, I know how my shit works. And so like on stage as an entertainer, boy, everything is heightened. All my senses are heightened when I'm on stage. I'm a very I don't know, like a bubbly or energetic person, you know?
Sure.
Man,
Sure.
when I'm on stage, I am a fucking lightning storm. Like I just sometimes I just when I've had a long stretch of shows and I was in improv, you know, like doing that shit like daily, and I would do shows. Oh my God. It was like when a basketball player feels his game going,
Yeah.
right? When you know, when that touch is just right. And but the wishful thinking will always drive an entertainer crazy, especially improv, because there's so many which ways you can go in a scene. So
I think it's supremely useful, though, right? Like it has to
yeah,
be.
oh, absolutely. But
Yeah.
with great powers comes great
Sure.
responsibility. If
Dude,
you
Rock,
are
I'm psyched for your one-man show, man. For real. For your
what one man
I don't
show?
know. Whenever it's gonna come, I don't know. You tell me. Like I'm psyched for it. I think you will throw on an incredible one-man
Did
show.
I
Just
say
because
I was
it's
gonna
cool.
do a one man show?
No, I said you're gonna do a one-man show. We'll call it chicken keema. We'll call it chicken keema. It would be amazing, man. It would be
Chicken
fucking amazing.
keema. Man, I have that's one of my fantasies. I've seen
Yeah?
I've seen my the
I mean,
question
like,
that John Leguizamo, my
I was
homeboy.
just about to say
Oh
that. I
my
was just about
God.
to say
That dude's my man. I love John Leguizamo.
And that one-man show is killer. It is.
All of them. I think he has 3
I
now,
know.
right?
Well,
And
I've never been to a live one, but I've only seen the
no,
one.
yeah, I haven't either. I
Yeah.
just all HBO or whatever it was.
Right. Yeah.
You seen this, dude?
It's
I don't think I've seen
brilliant.
that.
It's really brilliant. I've always liked John Leguizamo from like The Pest, man. The Pest was like one of the
Yeah.
first things I
Yes.
fell in love with as a kid.
The
But
Pest. Oh my God, that dude was a
so good.
clown in The Pest.
So good. I remember
Yeah.
like almost every line of that beginning song in the
Yeah.
bathtubs. I'm the best, the very, very best. Are you watching the debates tonight?
Habib, man, I just don't give a fuck, man. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about a lot of shit, man. I don't give a fuck about a lot of shit. Not saying that I'm not responsible or will be held accountable or will hold myself accountable on things, you know, like I will go vote. But man, there's no parties, right? Like they're all fucking clowns. They're all puppets in this political game. But even in the world, like I just don't give a fuck about a lot of things. The fuck you want me to do? You want to recycle,
Bro,
bitch? Fuck. I'll separate the fucking food from the cans. Cool. The fuck else you want me to do, man? Anyways.
D, what was your thing that you wanted to talk about from that improv?
I don't even know, man. Looking for purpose and meaning. So we had the guy working on the fountains, and we had the jogger, and both of them. So the jogger was making a wish. Guy working on the fountain was looking for just something other than just what he was doing to pass the time. Looking for purpose, looking for meaning. I was also talking about, just expressing of the self more so than being caught up in trying to change anybody's mind. Purpose and meaning. I mean, for me, purpose and meaning I found in the self. It's like, for me, the self is the purpose and the meaning because it's like everything else outside of me. The whole big thing with meditation is that you meditate, everything else goes away. Everything outside yourself. And so, it's just about, to me, finding truth, and again, it's like, what's true? And again, it's like, it's so much subjectivity. What can I say that's true that somebody out there is not going to say, bullshit, What can I say that everybody objectively is going to agree with? And it's like, absolutely nothing, Again, even just what I said right there, absolutely nothing. Some people would say, nah, there's subjective truth. And it's like, see, looking for purpose, looking for meaning in the truth, expressing the truth, and using the truth to guide you.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think there's something to be said about that. How do you have to always be purposeful in the world of bullshit? How do you find meaning in what you do? I don't know. I think you just attach it to yourself. I think if it feels genuine, if it feels authentic, it's on you to call it out. No one's going to call it out for you. I think we talked about this in 2 podcasts before, I'm not sure, but this idea of time being incredibly relative, and because it's so relative, everybody has their point of view. That does not mean your point of view is invalid. It doesn't mean that just because somebody can disagree with it, and probably will, that you shouldn't have that point of view at all. That's you. That's where it comes from. In fact, the best way for that person to have their way over you is for you to think that what you have in your mind means nothing because everybody could disagree with it or somebody could disagree with it. It's so easy for somebody to break us down, especially as artists, because we're hopefully putting out some interesting ideas that people don't talk about. So all the time we're getting a reinforcement of how to think. So you got to be really confident in putting your shit out there. You got to be really confident because your world's not ready with its arms wide open for your controversial thoughts. It's in fact hoping that you knock yourself out of them. Something to be said about believing in yourself, having purpose in what you do. Because you're right, there was something interesting at the very beginning of that scene that you missed out on, Rock. The founder, the founder that D was playing, his line was like, "Oh man, I wish I could be doing something else. I wish I could be running and exercising like that guy." And isn't that something, though? Yeah, the idea of the grass being greener on the other side. It's just this idea of like, there's no fulfillment. There's probably the best fulfillment is when what that person is doing and not so much in what I'm doing.
Right. But the next
What is
person
with that? That's such a true thing. That's a real human nature thing, that they're really incomplete with my vision of what I see for myself.
Is that a human nature thing? Is that a human nature thing? Or is it, decades of brainwashing by
that's right.
media and culture?
Conspicuous consumption.
You know what I'm saying? That's what we're actually in. That's what we're actually living. Is the system works, right?
Dang, you're probably right. Yeah.
I mean, like that's what we're living, and it's not our system. Our people didn't even make it. It's a system that's above us. So I mean, it's like. Anyway, we're not going.
I'm so sad right now.
What?
Open my. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Look. There's been decades, literally decades, of brainwashing through culture and media and everything you've ever been able to consume from your fucking senses, all of them. But it is what it is, right? And then all of a sudden, maybe throw 50 years of legitimacy, 100 years of legitimacy in centuries of brainwashing. And now we're getting hip, but we still don't know any better. It's going to take centuries until what really needs to happen does happen, which is blow this bitch up and start over.
Yeah, that's good.
I think Elon Musk is on it. You know what I mean? Him and like 18 bitches, he's gonna disappear.
Kanye West,
yeah, exactly. Watch, it's gonna be Obama, Kanye, Elon Musk.
Dude, Obama's got some ways to go. I find it interesting. Obama's
fucking Ross Perot. I don't know.
What the fuck?
Rob Dyrdek. They're all gonna leave. They're all gonna get out of here and just blow Earth up.
Perot was kind of like out there for a politician. It's true. He was not your typical politician.
Yeah, but, somehow Arnold Schwarzenegger gets away. Yeah, just the weirdest.
Dude, you know what though? Okay, so I was D, I think you might appreciate this because it talks to like perspectives. I was almost convinced that I should be a Republican the other day. I
You're-
watched a
You're a fucking
1982 clip.
clown and even thinking that you should be in a party today. Shut the
It's
fuck
true.
up.
You're right.
Oh my
I will give you
God.
that. I am a clown. But I was
I should
watching
be a donkey
Ronald Reagan.
today. I should be a hee-haw today. Shut the fuck up.
He was on Johnny Carson, bro. Reagan was on Johnny
Okay.
Carson in 1982 or something. I watched it.
All right.
He was. Okay, so
I'll
we're
watch it.
a
Send me the
little
link.
bit younger, so we didn't really know the power of Reagan, but I saw it, and I
Okay.
finally got it. You know how people talk about Reagan, like,
Sure, yeah,
conservatives
yep.
love him, Republicans like a god.
Yep.
He's kind of like what Obama is to Democrats in a lot of ways. But dude, I never saw it before. I studied his policies. I disagree tremendously with everything he did. I think he's a terrible human being. But
Right.
I saw that interview and I was like, holy shit, this guy's cutting through. This guy's cutting through. It was weird. He made no government seem so popular. Johnny Carson was talking about like, with everything going on over there in the Middle East and in the world today, and where everybody's just looking for government for the problem. What do you think? And he goes, well, Johnny, I think government is the problem. And it was just like, whoa. I just believed him when he said it and how he said it. He just went right into it, like so smooth as butter. And I was just like, man, I think the way he could do it though was because he kind of did it a little bit. He let the businesses take over government in some way or another. He was shitty about it.
You got to understand the art of a con man. You got to understand the skill set of a con man.
Shit, man.
It's
It
not
was
even like
wild.
it's not bipolar. It's split personality and bipolar to the utmost 10th degree. Part of a spectrum that you couldn't even find.
Personality sort of thing. Yeah.
Real con man, these people, man. It's scary how many people can be one person. You know what I mean? Like legitimately.
Yeah. I mean, he made it work. I mean, he got elected, and everybody like believed. Right after, you had somebody like Jimmy Carter, who was just the most peaceful human being in the world.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, enough of him.
It's true.
So, like, the
It's true,
appetite
though.
for somebody like that has to be built, like you said, it has to be built in a culture steeped in centuries of programming and brainwashing to that kind of thing. Because it's like, I don't know when I unplugged and replugged or when the cartridge was taken out and blown on and put back in, but I just don't see this shit the same way anymore. It's like this brainwashing, it's got to go.
Yeah, I mean, you got to know your no's. People say yes to a lot of things, but when you say no, you better fucking mean it.
You're right, man.
You have to know your no's. I learned that from an OG in my time. You have to know your no's.
In your life, you don't have to say it like the worst, but is there a time in your life you wouldn't mind talking about where you wish you said no?
Where I should have said no? I'm a very yes guy. That's not why you asked?
Fair. Yeah.
Huh. Where I should have said no. That's a good question. I can't think of one because I have prided myself on the experiences I've had with my yeses. And it wasn't a lack of no's that I decided on that led me to such a forward way of yeses. It wasn't the lack of yes. You know what I mean? It was just I don't know, just to go. And so it was a yes for me because I think I just wanted to know more. I wanted to be a chameleon. I wanted to just experience and understand everything I saw and could comprehend. So if I can see, like, I'm just very like a chameleon. I like that. If something's intriguing to me about being a part of a sponge. I talked about being a sponge to a buddy of mine, and being a sponge is great and all, but you can also, sponge soaks up a lot of other things, not just the things that were great that you wanted to soak up. Soaks up a lot of other things that you didn't expect it to. So I talked about understanding how to be a double-sided sponge, right? You got to get that green and yellow joint. You know what I'm saying? Because not only that, you're going to use that yellow side because that's the sponge that you thought that you're on, and it's a good sponge to be in to absorb everything and be a yes person and be a, yeah, I can try that type of person. But you also have to understand to have that gritty side, that dark green side on the other side, where it might not be a sponge, but it is something that you experience and you could wipe away what you wanted to wipe away, but understand that was there. Sometimes you need something more aggressive than a sponge, something more
Right.
real than a yellow-sided sponge. You need to get more gritty with things, right? And that means understanding the truth behind things. So there's something I pride myself on. It's a good question, just me specifically, because I'm a very yes-oriented person. I don't. Yes. I did rob Best Buy. Did I tell you that story? I was just looking into the Rock
I just love that you get this
endorsing
beautiful,
Kamala.
thoughtful, philosophical setup. You're like, by the way, I'm a criminal.
I'm reading Duplis's comment. Duplis23, what up, though? I was just looking into the Rock endorsing Kamala, and Kamala Ben. We gotta say Kamala Auntie.
Kamala, man, get the hell out.
Kamala Auntie.
Kamala, man.
Endorsing Kamala Auntie and Biden, and wanted to know your opinion on that. The Rock. Well, I'm a fan of The Rock. And I think right now, my opinion, I'll start.
Oh, shit.
My opinion is it's a smoke show, right? I mean, cool. Rock's cool. So everybody cool with The Rock's gonna be cool with this shit, right? But it's all, it's all a hocus pocus, rigamaroo. Like, good job, everybody. Good promo market run. I'll just say that.
I think he's preparing for 2024 is what I think he's doing. I mean, he
Is that
didn't
what
vote.
Duplis is getting at?
Nah, I don't think so. But that's my opinion is that The Rock, he didn't vote for Trump in 2016, so that can't be used against him. And now he's supporting Biden Harris. I think he wants to go for it in 2024.
What would you advise The Rock if you were his agent, though? Get into politics, or just, dude, you are doing so well with movies right now?
I think he's peaked at his utmost amazing entertainment career.
You think so? You really think so?
I think it'd be a good move for The Rock. Again, remember, this is the greatest show on earth. What better entertainer from the best entertainer that we've seen progress? He went from king of, he's been a stud all his life, and he's worked at it all his life. Think about it. Played football, fucked up, jumped up, became an awesome wrestler. The lineage was there, so that helped. But he became a fucking boss at that shit. He jumped into acting, became a boss at that fucking shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, he has his own products now. Wouldn't you vote for The Rock?
Now, yes. When I think about those awesome,
who's gonna throw a shoe at The Rock? Who's gonna?
Stone Cold Steve Austin. That's who's gonna throw a shoe at.
First of all the cameramen have to take 3 steps back already. Have to. All right. So now the whole crowd.
They're gonna have to rebuild the White House around him. The man's just too big.
It's gonna be like, hi, I am The Rock, Dwayne John. It's gonna look like this, man. It's gonna look like this anytime he speaks. Just looking down on people like, what's up, bitches? All right, so what else did we need to cover today? And I know I'm late, so I'm a dickhead for asking, but was there anything else, D?
I guess this one. Yeah, this one. What if we only heard ourselves after listening to others? I put perspective on that.
The idea.
Don't think about it too hard. So basically, the idea is that when you listen to other people, you get a better understanding of like, wow, is that what I sound like? Is that what I'm saying? Like, it was kind of that sort of thing of just like, it's kind of an epiphany of like, now that I've heard this other person speak, I kind of understand better, what I'm doing.
Sure.
Have you ever heard someone else say something that made you reconsider your own point of view? Like you know, say it to yourself, like, yeah, man, maybe I've been a dick about this the whole time.
Yeah.
Something like that.
I mean, look at me. I look like an asshole. I mean, you don't think I haven't been a dick in my life? Come on. There's times where I've tried to, like, you know, I thought that I was trying to help others. And sometimes you just try to help others in a way that you think you can help others, but it's not like helping at all. You know what I mean? So it's like one of those realizations where you're like, oh my God, you know, what a dumb fuck. You know, like if you just
the intention is to help, but you
Yeah,
think
sure,
that maybe
it wasn't
don't
that when the right approach wasn't there, you know?
that happens though. I think
Yeah.
that'd be the worst thing to get upset with somebody about, you know. But it's still a fair lesson to take away because everybody has different comfort levels and boundary zones, and
Yeah.
kind of reminds me. It's funny because, there's one time I was a canvasser out in New York, and you know what canvassers do? They had to get like people to sign up for like sponsorships
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So I was doing that. It was a cold fucking day. It was a long day. I didn't get one sign up, and I remember I took a lunch break, and I couldn't even eat my sandwich because I was depressed because I couldn't get one sign up. And it was a charity, so I was really trying to help people. It was a children's charity. I was trying to help kids. It was about kids who are sick. I've been there, so I was really mad at myself for not getting a sign up. And I saw this dude like hanging around this mailbox, and I thought to myself, man, if I'm not going to do one good thing today, I can at least give this man something to eat. So I said,
Something
sir,
what? I think you cut out.
I said I was so mad that I wasn't able to do any good that day. So I thought to myself, I need to do something good. So I decided to give this dude my sandwich, you know, because he looked like he was just standing by that mailbox all day with his cup, his styrofoam cup, and I was just like, here's a sandwich, sir, you know, if you need something to eat. And he looked at me real angry, and he was like, I used to wear suits, you know? I used to wear suits. This is what he said to me. He got really mad. You know, I was like, I'm sorry. He's like, you think I need this? I used to be somebody. And like he got so angry at it. And I think that kind of touched a little bit. I'm just kind of piggybacking on what Rock said. Just like sometimes you're trying to help, and then you're like, oh, maybe I'm coming off my dick without meaning to.
Yeah.
So I think we've all been there. Been trying to good intention, but it happens.
Yeah, I mean, you know, like I enjoy talking to people about real life. I mean, think about you guys. Like, it was more than just whatever the fuck improv we were doing. I think, you know what I mean. I think we were intrigued by other people, others' ethic, and just you know, approach to things, and that's more important than
absolutely.
You know what the fuck was going on, and that's you know, for whatever reason. That's how we're going to learn and build, you know, on, right? But you have to have an idea of your own to begin with. You have to understand who you are. Self-awareness is very important. You have to
the other side of that sponge.
Yeah, exactly. Be the sponge, man. But you're not going to use that sponge most effectively until you understand that, one, there is another side that you just weren't using, and two, how to use that other side.
Yeah.
Incredibly important.
I connect with that, man. I definitely connect with that because you're right. I think I joined the improv, and everything else was all just about what you were describing when you were younger. You were hungry for the experience of other people. You were hungry for the experience of life from all different angles that you were kind of cut off from in some way or another. So the arts seemed like the safest place to enter that world of spongedom. But truly, I don't think you will last if you're not going to contribute something of your own to that world. You can't just stick around to be other people.
You can't be a surfer, you know, you can't surf on everything all your life unless you're a real surfer. You know what I mean? That's what you're doing for a living. But yeah,
I think there's
man,
something to be
you have
said though,
to.
man, about that sponge side too. Though I think there's something big to be said about that sponge side. I respect what you're saying about the other side too, because you're right. That's a side I need to work on big time. Just
We all do. Look, man. I need. This is something that, man. I'm aspiring to be like some sort of a life coach. I want to get certified and really coach people through specific phases. And these are things that I am actually formulating. This is something that I'm telling people about. This is something that I'm stressing. You know what I mean?
yeah, man.
When people like my homies talk about things in their life, and I I like you help me put things in perspective. Demetrius helps me. You know what I mean? Like, if I can't translate that and help the other people, then who are we?
Yeah,
That's not what this is about.
right.
And I'm just trying to like really get good at that part, right? Because, man, it's like I think you talked about that 10,000 hours earlier, right? I've been really thinking about what the fuck have I done? I know a lot. Going back to that yes guy, right? Like, I've experienced a lot, a lot. What's my niche? Do you guys know what Rock's niche is?
Is that rhetorical?
No. Like, look, like I know Habib is a filmmaker.
I would call
you know?
I would say your niche, if I can say it out loud, would be
Dickhead. What?
musical entertainer, comedy infused.
Like, what the fuck is that? What the fuck? You just said 8 words that you had to, like, Habib is a filmmaker.
I see you as a hype man, as a promoter of some
What
sort.
the fuck is that? That's not even a job. Like, like, there's, that's like, it's like.
Promoter's not a job.
I'm just
You
saying.
you could be a club promoter.
That's beneath me. Come on.
I'm telling you,
man.
man, I think I know what you're saying though. But when I do think rock, I think how do I put it? Like if there's a show I'm putting on or something, and I know it needs to have a musical presence, and say like as well as a host, I put you there before. I know exactly your niche. I've called you up for these spots before. You know what I mean?
And, you weren't the only guy, and the first person did. I was just a yes guy, and I just did my thug thizzle, and I did it, right? And like
I wouldn't. If you didn't tell me that just now, I don't think I would ever believe you. You know what I mean? I will say this. Okay. I think maybe from experience of teaching, maybe from being the youngest child, maybe from a combination of a shit ton of things. I think I see people and see what they're really good at really, really quickly, really quickly. Call it a gift. And maybe that's why I put you there first, because I saw it and I was like, there is no other place where you're going to give your all more than that. So why would I put you anywhere else? You'd be the worst soldier in the world. I would not put you on the front lines. You would be making some beats out of the gun, like just coming up with some retarded ass beat. You're trying to
I'm
rap.
out of bullets, man. I was onto something. Gonna get some more bullets.
You're just wasting they have over there.
Yeah, I didn't even drop the bomb yet. I didn't even drop the beat. But yeah, no, well, no, I hear you, and I appreciate that. I think I could be a very unique type of coach. You know what I'm saying? I told you about my balancing in life, balancing daydreams, life and daydreams kind of series, right? And it kind of goes back to those types of people, right? People who are trying to are struggling, but still magical in their voyage of trying to do their ambitious dreams, jumping into that while they still have to do the socially norm shit and still have to abide by things and get by. And so it's a struggle. That part is not taught or coached whatsoever.
Very true. Very true.
There's a reason why we talk about the starving artist. Motherfuckers are actually starving, and God, they don't have a manager. They can't afford it. If I can somehow make my job way where you can use your insurance and you can get a life coach,
Yeah.
I would love to talk to people about things, man. But anyways, the sponge analogy is one thing. I have a triangle method that helps align people's life. We
What
can
is
talk
that?
about that on another show.
Oh shit! This is
Man,
like how
we're
you
2
buy
hours
it.
in. Yeah, that's a good one, man. That's a really good one.
Jeez, that
I
sounds
am.
cool.
I'd put it on t-shirts. It's that good.
Dang.
But next time, or we'll talk about
Yeah.
it because I take it very seriously. I don't want it to be
Yeah,
rushed.
yeah, for sure. I really dig the funny metaphor for real. So you got
But I
something.
guess,
I get
but I
the
guess,
life coach thing and everything. But I'll tell you,
huh?
man, like again, it's your attitude. Like if I were to hire a life coach and they were just to say all these things that you're saying, but not carry any of it in their attitude and their inactions, I'd be like, get the fuck
You
away
better,
from me, bro. Like,
you better
but
give a
you
fuck.
carry. Yeah, you carry it with you and then you exert that. So that's cool. That's really cool. It's really easy to talk like that, but once you do it, people believe it.
So that's, I guess, answering Dee's question about like,
I
about,
take back everything I just said. You are a mess. You should not be coaching nobody's life. You're all over the place. You are a goddamn mess, Rock. You are a goddamn mess. But I love you. You are the soldier on the front line shooting off his gun.
yeah.
I don't know. This sounds good. Bop, bop, bop. But I believe it. I'll follow you. I'll follow you into battle.
Any closing ideas, thoughts?
I'll say this, bro. I'll say this because we talked a lot about politics. We talked a lot about being who you are, your independent voice, your authenticity. Vote for who you want to vote for. If you don't want to vote, you don't have to. Just talk to each other. Be nice to each other because you have to have somebody out there who tells you to be. And I'm going to be that guy because apparently there aren't enough guys like me out there. So be nice to each other, everyone. Be kind. Be kind. That's my
Right
thought.
on. That sounds good to me. All right, folks.
God damn, that's good.
Dude, guys, that was the outro.